Good Sunday morning. Welcome to another edition of the Sunday Rise NFL Week 9, presented to you by the Sideline Junkies. It's me, it's the big guy KG, sitting in with the one, the only Lady C, the Swamp Queen, the Midnight Rider, Ben, the boss, BJ. First and foremost, like we always do, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing good.
Definitely in pain this morning.
Here we go.
I'm feeling my 30s. I'm good though.
Yeah, you know
that
what
last
happened.
leg of my 30s.
You sleep
Went to
wrong,
sleep,
you know.
fine.
Slept wrong.
Yeah,
And then that was it.
Slept wrong. Didn't have nobody to sleep with. Slept wrong. It was alright.
That's all it takes. You sleep wrong and you got to find your liver in the morning.
Yeah. Pretty much. I agree with that. We got a question, and this question rolls over from the Thursday night throwdown. And the Midnight Rider posed this question. Well, I had to put a pin in it. I'm not even gonna lie, I had to put a pin in it because I was like, I don't know what to do. But the question is, if you were the owner of the Commanders, brand new owner, and you had a choice, you can your first move or your first two moves, what would they be? And here's a caveat, and he threw this out there because he had to. You cannot change the name back to Redskins. So I'm gonna throw it to Midnight Rider since it was his question first. Go to the boss, BJ. Lady C is abstaining from this one. She said she's gonna sit this one out because she's already in trouble with HR. So Midnight Rider.
So I think the first thing I would do is I'd find some kid that's in the front office or somewhere. He still got keg on his breath. And he's able to run my front office. I would turn everything over to this kid, let him pick the coach, use whatever formulas, whatever pi is times 3, whatever he got to do. I would turn this over to a young guy and let him shape and mold this franchise into what it used to be, which was a winning organization. So that's pretty much what I would do.
This is a really good question. And it's so much wrong and going on with this organization right now. Can you hear me? Y'all can hear me? Okay. First of all, you have to address all the allegations. You have to hit that head on. You have to, even though you weren't here, whoever the new owner could be, should be, you have to address that head on and take responsibility for it. And you have to close that chapter, because as long as that cloud flies above this franchise, it's just a bad vibe. It's going to trickle down. It's going to continue to trickle down. I think that the two people that they've mentioned, Bezos and Allen, the two kind of front runners to buy this franchise, I think one hell of a gesture would be, and we saw the Rams owner do it, is to put, and Bezos can do it with no problem and not lose any sleep, would be to pay for the stadium outright. Because this fan base is so wounded, and you had these seasons where 3 or 4 games into the year you're giving up on this team, and we see the social media posts, I'm tired of this team, or I was born in '98, I've never seen this team win, I've never seen Super Bowls, or you born in 2012 and you never seen this team win or be successful. I think you have to win your fans back. I think one way to win the fans back would be to pay for that stadium outright. And you make it first class, just like all the other NFL stadiums are right now. Those are my main things. What Ben said, Midnight Rider, is spot on. I can't even get to that until you address the many allegations and clouds over this franchise, man. You have to tackle those and address those. and then you have to figure out. I think you have to go to the the Rams, the Patriots, Buffalo. You have to talk to these franchises and just get some input. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Because you get an owner in here just because it's Bezos or whoever it is, they haven't ran an NFL franchise. You know, they don't know what it takes to business wise, they're great businessmen, but now you need to figure out what do we need to do to be successful as an NFL franchise? How do we change the vibe? How do we change the structure? What people need to be in place? Like Midnight Rider said, you know, a nice young GM that kind of understands numbers and players and how to put a team together from the bottom up. Build your foundation. That's what I would do. So,
Well, I guess it's on me. I done had a couple of days to think about it. BJ, we kind of just threw it at him last night, but this is not a video game, so I had to think about this in terms of what would I do. And one of the first things I would do, two moves, because I only get two moves. So the first move, I'm calling DC. I'm getting my stadium deal. I'm buying that plot of land from the government where RFK Stadium sits, and I'm redeveloping it. That's my first move. I'm bringing a team back home. I'm creating jobs. I'm creating revenue for the city. I'm doing all of that. And I'm doing it the way BJ said it. I'm paying for it outright. I don't need to raise taxes. I don't need to do none of that. This is my land. This is what I want to do. I don't want to hear no gentrifiers or no transplants talking about we don't want a stadium in our neighborhood. This ain't your neighborhood. This is our home. This is where we're at. Okay. Number two, I would restructure my front office. And I would have a hierarchy in my front office where everybody has a role, but everybody reports to one person. There's a chain of command, but at the top, it's one person. It's not a board. It's one person. And a part of that front office, yes, I would still have Ron Rivera as a part of my front office. He may not stay as my head coach, but he always has a job in my front office because I love his mind. I love his football mind. I love Martin Mayhew's football mind. You know, I love Doug Williams' football mind. I would actually do what I had to do to call Scott McLuhan because his scouting, he would be the head of my scouting department. And those guys would be joined at the hip in a group text and at least eat dinner together at least 2 to 3 times a week during the season. So they can talk in the off season a little bit more so they can get this team together. I'm not putting my hands in it. I'm not standing on the table for nothing. Look, I hired y'all to do a job. Go do the job that I hired you to do. You ain't got nothing for me. All you got to do is tell me how much I need to pay. No, I'm not going to be, because look at what happens when you stick your hands in a pot like a Jerry Jones, like a Daniel Snyder. Look at the trash that you have. I don't want to be the next Jerry Jones. I don't want to be the next Cowboys, where you start off, and they called the Cowboys a dynasty in the 90s. But imagine how great they could have been if Jerry Jones never got greedy. He never wanted the spotlight. He never wanted to be on the TV with his Super Bowl rings on in the war room, making all the decisions. He never wanted to become GM. He just let Jimmy Johnson do what Jimmy Johnson do. They probably could have won another 3 or 4 championships because they would have drafted well. And once Jimmy left, they didn't draft players to replace a Michael Irvin. They didn't draft a quarterback to replace a Troy Aikman. They couldn't replace a Jay Novacek. You can't replace a Moose Johnston. You couldn't replace the guys on the defense. I don't want that. I'm paying you to do a job. Do a job. There's no interference from me.
and I get what you're saying. And I always say to that, if I had the money those guys had, yes, you hire your people in place to make the decisions, to run football. But at the end of the day, this is my money. Because I want to know, yes, we're here to win football games. I want to know the whole shebang as an owner. What issues are we experiencing fan-wise? What are the fans complaining about? Let's address that. What are the players complaining about? Do we need, are the facilities up to par? Do they not like the training facility? I want all these issues on my desk as an owner also. Now, don't get me wrong, your VP, that's his main job, but I need to know this stuff too. Then the main thing is too, who are you bringing into my organization? Are you bringing in my organization a guy that is a troublemaker, that we know we're going to have problems with, but on the field he's an A+? No, I don't want that guy. I don't want that guy. You got to if you give me a C+ guy with an A+ off the field ethic, give me that guy. The A+ guy on the field with the D+ off the field nonsense. No, don't. That has to come by me. And to what the big guy KG is saying, if you hire the right person, because when you hire your person to lead your franchise, the person underneath the owner that makes the decisions, that needs to be a conversation we have. That's not one dinner. This is several talks. This is how I want it to be. Just like how Buffalo changed their mindset, where they don't have these certain players coming in no more that are troublemakers just because they're good players, or we accept this because we're a losing team. You have to change that mindset. You're bringing guys in here, that are troublemakers because you need performance on the field. It's like you're sacrificing here to get something here, but they're going to come and smack each other eventually with a problem, whether it's on the field, whether arguing with the coaches on the sideline, whether it's disgruntled locker room. We all know all it takes is one bad apple out of 53, and the guys, whether he's on defense or offense, the whole locker room is sour. And as an owner, I need to be a part of that. Am I the guy to draft? Hell no. I want to be in there. And I know we're spending too much time on this. I would like to be in there just to hear what these guys are talking about. I'm gonna let my draft guys make the decisions. I'm like, and I'm asking questions. Hey, why are we going after that guy? Why are we doing this? I want to know. This is my business. This is my business. I want to know what's going on. I don't think that's fair to an owner. Now, you got meddling owners, but for the most part, I need to know what's going on with my money. Please tell me. Please tell me how you're spending my money.
And I agree with that. Now, before we move on, let me say this. If I hired Lady C, Midnight Rider, and yourself, I'm not going to dabble in what I hired you guys. Now, granted, if the facility's not up to par, yeah, I want to know that. Somebody's not happy about something, the plane ride was bad. Yeah, I want to handle that. I want y'all to handle all the on-field stuff. I may ask questions and say, well, what's so special about this guy? And you give me the rundown. And if your face lights up and that's the guy you want, make it work. Do what you need to do. Go look. I can't have you cook the meal if you're not shopping for the groceries. I want you to be successful because when your success translates into my success. So I don't want to be over top you, over your back, and hey, you need to pick this guy because this guy's from the area and he has ties here and he has family here. I don't give a damn about none of that. Can he bowl? Is he an upstanding citizen? Is he not? Am I not going to get a phone call at 2 a.m. telling me that this dude is in jail for vehicular manslaughter? That's all I'm asking. But I don't want to have my fingers in everything. I don't need to be in everything. I need to worry about the price and the quality of the food that we're serving at the stadium. I need to get restaurants in there. I need to get something like what's the one on Bladensburg Road? What's the chicken spot on Bladensburg Road, B? Drawing a blank. Roman Rooster. I want Roman Rooster in my stadium. I want Slim Chickens in my stadium.
You need to get Co-Chicks in the stadium.
I want Co-Chicks in my stadium. I want good food in my stadium. I want people to say, you know what? The atmosphere was live. That's what I'm worried about. Y'all worry about on the field. Let me worry about everything else. When the craft table come out pre-game and y'all I got apples and oranges. I got fruit. I got everything you need. And we got some of the best technology medical-wise that is easy for recovery. I want to put things in place that you don't have to worry about at all. That's what I want. On the field, that's on y'all. So, and I hired you to do a job. I'm paying you right. And I'm going to give you, I need success within 5 years. If we don't have success in 5 years, we know, hey, we're gonna mutually part ways and we're gonna go, we're gonna try something different. Or if we're right there and I know we're right there, what you need to put you over the hump? That's that.
I want to be in the office. I'm not fit for the field. I need to be in the office. I don't want to break a nail. I ain't trying to sweat. I'm good. Just put me in the office.
You can be in the office. We got papers for you to file. Come on, file these papers. File these.
Yeah,
look, you good with numbers. I know how good you are with numbers. So you look. You can be the cap coordinator. Hey, look, this is the budget. We can't go over this. So we got games on the slate today. First game up, the Boss BJ's Buffalo Bills versus the kind of hot New York Jets. Buffalo's 10.5-point favorites over the Jets. No over under there.
I think the over under is 46.
Okay.
45.5.
45.5. All right.
There we go.
So we'll start with Lady C, go with the Midnight Rider, and finish up with the Boss BJ. That's the order of the day. So Bills versus Jets. Lady C, take it away.
Taking the Bills, hands down. The Jets, I don't think they found they're getting into their rhythm, but they're not quite there. The Bills have already come on the scene, already in their stride. So yeah, I'm definitely pulling for the Bills here. Last week they put a hurting on my boy Aaron freaking Rodgers. It hurt me to see, but it was a good game. It was a hard-fought, well-won game. Aaron out there fucking up, being Aaron, but it's okay. He still has my heart as Aaron freaking Rodgers. That's it. That's all. But I'm definitely taking the Bills today. Nothing else.
Okay.
What you got, Midnight?
See, Bills versus Jets. So the Jets still, that quarterback thing is killing them. This team should probably have one more win. I mean, I know that's not saying much, but Zach Wilson's just got to give them something more. Their running game is okay. I know James Robinson is going to play today, so that helps them with their run attack. The Bills, I think the Bills, if memory serves me correct, and BJ, you can help me out on this, but I think the Bills have the most double-digit victories in the league right now, and I think this is going to continue today. So I'm definitely taking the 10.5, and I'm going to take the over. So I got Bills 10.5 over.
The Bills disappointed me last week. I really, really thought that Packers team should have got blown out the water. And if you watch that game, they left some points on the board, some opportunities, and it is what it is. They're still an NFL team. I love the Jets defense. They added Sauce Gardner. They got what's his name? Wilkinson up front. Is it Wilkinson? Quentin Wilkinson?
Quentin Williams.
And Quentin Williams and his brother. Isn't his brother the linebacker?
Yep. His brother's inside or outside line. Quentin and Quentin.
His brother put the lick on Derrick Henry. Y'all remember that? The Bills are damn near first in everything.
Yes, sir.
But I think the Jets gonna give them an issue today. I don't think the Bills are gonna cover the 10.5. I think the Jets, they already been talking trash in the media. If the Bills do cover, I think it'll be late in the game. I think that the Jets defense and the running game will keep them in it. I don't see the Bills moving as freely as they have been the past couple weeks against this defense. And if I'm wrong, I'd love to be wrong about my Buffalo Bills, but I'm gonna still take the Bills. But I'm gonna say the Jets cover, and I'm gonna say this will be over 46. I'm gonna say the Jets cover that 10.5 and give Buffalo some problems today. What is he? six overall. The Jets are 6 overall yards allowed per game on defense. So some got to give. I think the Jets are legit on defense. Now the offense and Zach Wilson, that's a whole different issue. That's probably what's going to cost them the game more than likely, not being able to move the ball, the 3 and outs. But look out for the Jets though.
So, question, BJ. If I'm Joe the fan and I'm watching Buffalo for the first time, outside of Josh Allen on that offense, who should I be looking out for? Who should I be worried about?
Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis is a number 1 receiver damn near on any other team in the league. So if you're watching, you're Joe the fan, Buffalo has 2 number 1 receivers. And Gabe Davis isn't lightning quick, but for some reason, he gets behind the defense with ease. Gabe Davis and the other thing, 2 number 1 receivers, and you have 2 guys that are killer route runners. Stephon Diggs probably top 3 in the league route running. Gabe is probably top 10, and he hasn't even hit his ceiling yet as far as route running. Yeah, you look out for them 2 guys there, and then the other thing, of course, Josh Allen. But the other thing is, if you're looking and you guard those 2 guys, and them cornerbacks turn their back, guess who's running up the middle of the field or rolling out to the right? It's 17. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't play in this Bills defense. They just got Hines from the Colts. Singletary's running good and hard. They got Cook. They got Dawson Knox. They can hit you from any way on offense. So it's not just 17 to 14, Diggs to Allen. It can be 17 to Davis. It can be Singletary out the backfield. Now you got Hines returning kicks and him out the backfield. He's lightning quick. You got Dawson Knox up the middle. And then if you cover all those guys, guess who's running for 18 yards and sliding or putting his shoulder down or hurling somebody? Josh Allen. We ain't even got to the defense yet. We ain't even got to get to the Bills defense. That's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you're looking, look at Gabe Davis. Look at 13. And just watch him run routes. You can't cover everybody. If you're the defense, you can't cover. You got Sauce Gardner. They got some really good people, but you can't account for everybody. And then if you cover Diggs, if you cover Gabe Davis and Dawson Knox, and then you plug up the lanes for Josh Allen, Isaiah McKenzie, whoever comes as the 3rd wide receiver or the 4th wide receiver. It's just so much that they do that gives the defense fits. So good luck.
I'm gonna say this, and please, I'm not trying to be blasphemous. I said it at the beginning of the season. I've said it. I said the pieces that they keep adding, that Buffalo keeps adding, it reminds me of one of my favorite times, and that's the 90s Buffalo. That K-gun offense. When you seen Jim Kelly go like this, and he put that gun up, no huddle, you had depth. And that's what Buffalo has. You have a strong arm quarterback. They have that again. You have receivers that can kill you. Think about this. Kelly had James Lofton, Andre Reed, and Don Beebe. And Don Beebe wasn't scared to go across the middle. Behind him, he had Carwell Gardner, was like 6'10", 6'12", and was a fullback and could get you 2 yards when you needed it. Kenneth Davis and Thurman Thomas, dual threats who could run the ball and catch. What you have now, you got dual threats, guys that can run the ball and catch. You got depth at receiver. You got only thing that they don't have. They just don't have Kent Hull anchoring the line in the middle at center. But this Buffalo team, man, I love watching them, and I'm just sitting there in awe, and I feel like I'm like 10, 11, 12 again, and I'm watching these Buffalo offenses march up and down the field, and like, yeah, y'all not stopping them. I watched Buffalo in the 90s. I watched them destroy the Raiders 56-3. I watched that game, and I was just so geeked up about it. 56-3. Dominance. I think the thing that this Buffalo team has over the 90s Buffalo team is they're just a little bit more, they got a little bit more oomph. And I think that when it comes down to playoffs, this is their year because they've been on the cusp the last 2 years. They've been a Super Bowl favorite 2 years in a row. I think they're on the cusp. And I think this is where they finally get over the hump and they get to the show. So I'm taking Buffalo in this one. I agree with BJ. I think the Jets will give them some trouble, but I'm taking Buffalo in this one. Give them the 10.5 because I think it'll be like a 30 to 19 win.
Yeah.
But Buffalo gonna roll up some yards. Hopefully Josh Allen has a beautiful day. Hopefully the defense gets a couple picks and a couple fumbles, late stuff, because I got both of them in fantasy. So, give it to Dawson Knox too. I think I got him somewhere. So
if it is a weak spot on this Buffalo Bills team, it's the offensive line. And that's a C-, D+ offensive line that continuously gets a C+, B- grade because of Josh Allen's legs. If that was a Alex Smith back there or Carson Wentz, they would get destroyed. They would get destroyed. If you pay attention to that Buffalo offensive line and how often Josh Allen has to get away from pressure, he's very good at doing it. Those boys it's patchwork. And that's probably the weakest unit on this team. No, not probably. It is by far. It is by far.
There's something to look at for y'all in the off season is because it's going to be guys as free agents, guys coming out of college. Build it from the inside out. That's the best thing you can do. Believe me, I know about offensive line troubles. And speaking of offensive line troubles and what I know, Captain Kirk returns to DC. Vikings 6-1 Vikings versus 4-4 Commanders. The Commanders are 3-point underdogs. Now, that says a lot because they give you 3 at home. So they took the 3 and gave the 3 to the Vikings. So go around the table once again. You know the order. Lady C, Midnight Rider, Boss BJ.
Well, for starters, I could see why I took it from y'all. Because you got 2 of your key players are out. That's and you have McKissick that's out. With those two, those are some heavy hitters. So I could see why they took it from y'all. Oh, and yeah, you have Wentz who's still out too. But
he can stay out.
I kind of, put a little bit. Even
she good.
You breaking up there? You going in and out?
Heineke fan a little bit, but.
Uh-oh. That Wi-Fi done got her again.
That damn Wi-Fi. Whiffy. I'll pick it up from here. It's good to see Kirk back. Kirk, I guess since he's been gone, this is crazy because I just looked at it. Now you're back.
You frozen, but you're back.
And you're gone.
Just like that.
And then she moved.
She must got the same. She must got that Southern Wi-Fi that Don got, with the gerbil on the wheel. Get that hamster moving, baby. That's what Don do. Don just kind of get the hamster moving. Sometimes you might have to turn the wheel yourself.
Just crank it up. So back to what I was saying, like Kirk is back. Ever since Kirk has left, there's been 5 different quarterbacks starting for this team to start the year. I think they've gone through at least 3 quarterbacks every season since then. So this hasn't been the modicum of stability at all here in Washington. So I think that's one issue. The other issue is they have Justin Jefferson, kid's an animal, probably one of the best receivers in this league. And then you have Dalvin Cook, who's just so explosive that you give him a little bit of daylight and it's trouble. And I think that's where the Commanders get in trouble today because their linebacking core is down. I know Ridgeway, the nose tackle, wasn't playing some good ball, kid they picked up from Dallas, a 6-rounder. But this game scares me in just that it can get out of hand quickly because Minnesota is so dynamic, so fast that and I just don't know what the Heineke offense so far through 2 weeks has looked very like Tim Tebow-esque, where you start off, you have something early, and then it goes into a dull. You don't do anything, and then all of a sudden you get to the last 2 minutes of the game, and then the offense picks up again. So I'm really concerned about that, and I think that Minnesota might be gone out too far for them to come back and keep it close. So I'm taking the Vikings in the -3, and it looks like the over-under is 43.5. So I think they're going to be just over it. It's going to be a 24-20 type of ball game.
Washington Commander fans, listen to me. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Because you got a team coming in here with the Vikings, 6-1, and nobody knows if they're for real or not. But what I will tell you is I believe they are bottom, this is just off memory, I think they're bottom 20 when it comes to pass defense. Okay? Here's where I want to see what Scott Turner does. Because we are at week number 9. Okay, this ain't week 2, this ain't week 1. When you come in with your rankings now, you are what you are. So if you're a bad team covering the pass, I want to see the Commanders take advantage of that. Before Swamp Queen Wi-Fi went out, she was saying that 3 points. And KG said it, the 3 points, that's big. 3 points for a 6-1 team coming into a Washington team that's struggling offensively, that's big. Now we all know, Vikings can light it up. Jettas, Kirk Cousins get on fire. Do they have TJ Hawkinson this week? Is he dressing? He is dressing. So that's going to be a different dynamic for the Vikings. That's going to be a new weapon for Kurt. We saw how he did with Jordan Reed here. Okay, so that is going to be a big plus for Kirk Cousins. I think they struggle with the Commanders today. I really do. I really think they struggle with the Commanders today. The Commanders got some mojo going. I'm hoping that Heineke gets better every week. We see a little bit more. I keep saying the whole, use his legs and stuff. I still think the Vikings will come out with it. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I think it's going to be one of those 20-24 games, 24-27 games where the Commanders have a chance to win and probably just can't get the ball moving. One of those deals. Give me the Vikings in the 3. Give me Vikings in 3. I'm iffy about it. I'm going to pick the Vikings on my picks, but I'm iffy about that. I really think the Commanders could make a statement today and come away with a W against a hot Vikings team. I really think they're 6-1. The Giants, the Jets. Yeah, this is early in the season. I don't really believe in the Vikings.
Well, as a Washington fan, this is back when we were the Redskins. I remember we started out, we lost to the Eagles first game of the season. Reeled off 7 straight wins going into the bye with Gus Frerotte. Hottest team. Everybody in the city talking about, we going back, we back. And then the second half of the season, we went 1-8. if I'm not mistaken, either 1-8 or 2-7. So, you see when you're at the top the first half of the season, you can look down and see how far you can fall. I'm glad to see Kirk back. I still pull for Kirk. That's, last franchise quarterback we've had. And it took a lot of talking to the boss, BJ, the man that's cool as ice, twice as nice, and they never had a bad day in his damn life, Junie. They had to convince me that, and Jim and Delonte as well, they had to convince me that Kirk was our last franchise quarterback. You have to consider him the last franchise. So this game, I was on the fence all week because I didn't know. But I heard somebody say Adam Thielen is done. He's not the guy no more because of Justin. I don't want to hear that. Adam Thielen's still Adam. That was you. That was you? No, that wasn't you. Okay. What you got?
It was me. Well, I've said it.
Oh,
I said it to you, but I truly believe Adam Thielen is done.
Okay. The Midnight Rider just said that. I don't believe Adam Thielen gonna do Adam Thielen things because his breakout game was here. I remember nobody knew who he was till he was here. Till he came here and he dogged us. This game is gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be 19-13. Joey Sly wins it with 3 seconds left. There it is. And then you know what we're gonna do when they win. Because I do this every week, and it's for you, DJ Woody. Left hand up. Who are we? Commanders. All day long, baby. I got to do that every week. That's the kind of shootout. It's going to be a Nerf gun shootout. But 19-16, Washington wins this game. It's going to be hard fought.
You keep trying to get me fired.
It's going to be a hard fought game, but Washington will pull this out. Joey Sly will be the victor. And it'll be a measure of not revenge, but it'll be a measure to say, hey, y'all need to start taking us serious. Just saying. I'm just saying. Moving to the next one. The Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals are 1.5-point favorites over the Seahawks. Lady C, what you got?
I had to go and get my gerbil started. Give him some coffee. He wasn't ready quite yet. So I think we got it now. Give my router that church mother look like BJ do. But yeah. I really don't like neither team. I could care less about either team. I sleep very well without ever hearing about them. But yeah, they got on Seahawks side, their injuries are Penny Hart and Goodwin. On Arizona's side, you got Connor out. So I want to say the over under for this one is 49. Is that right, Midnight? 49. Arizona is a favorite. So I'm gonna take Arizona in this, the over for Arizona. Because I really don't pay attention to either team that much. There's nobody on there that I really like to pay attention to. BJ, I swear. Look, if you don't like me, dude, just say it.
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
This is supposed to
I have to pick
it's
her
like
up.
a family show or something like that.
Y'all aren't seeing the background. This cat is attacking the hell out of my feet. So I try to pick her up and calm her down. She's purring and stuff now. Then I'm gonna put her down, and she likes to bite me, But I have to calm her down. And I let her go.
You do not understand the door that you are opening right now, sir. You do not understand. And see, Midnight got to come after me. He don't like all of that. So I'm trying to can with you. But you just don't understand the door that you are opening for me. So Please put a padlock on that because I'm sick of HR. I really think that they about sick of my ass.
Well, you know
Well,
what?
I,
You know
I
what?
had to hold on. I had to step off and take a call from HR. BJ, you gonna be
See?
called in because you keep playing with pussy on the daggone show. So,
Where's my checkbook?
like,
I'm gonna have to dance. I'm gonna have to dance Snyder this. Where's my checkbook at? Where's my checkbook at? I'll take care of this.
oh my goodness. Oh man, Cardinals versus Seahawks. I don't think the reason why I picked this game, and I'm sorry to jump in, but the reason why I picked this game because I was like, okay, it's an NFC West matchup, and anybody can win that division right now. The Seahawks have surprised so many people because nobody expected Geno to play as well as he did. Nobody expected this team to be anything after losing Russell Wilson. And then word on the street is Denver at the trade line was talking about trading to get Geno Smith. So that tells you how things are going in Bronco country. But Midnight Rider, Seahawks, Cardinals, take it away.
Oh man. Listening, I was trying to make up my mind and nobody did anything to help me out just now. So I think it's just one of them games, man. Because Arizona's so different with DeAndre Hopkins back that it actually become a better offense. But I still just don't. It's something about Kyler that I just can't. I don't know. I just feel like he can get trapped if you rush your ends the right way. You can contain him from getting outside the pocket, and their running game isn't dynamic enough for them to exploit some things on the ground. So I'm gonna take the Seahawks for the win. So I'm gonna take the Seahawks with the +1.5, and I think the spread was 48.5 or the over and under. It's 48.5 based on FanDuel. So I'll go with the over on this. I think this is going to be like a real shit out. It's going to be one of those 34-31 type of ball games. And I just think I don't think the Cardinals defense is going to do enough to keep Seattle from scoring. I think that's what I'm going to go with.
I think I'm following right behind you, but not too close though. I'm following right behind you. I like the Seahawks as the better team, the more complete team, offensively and defensively. I love the way Geno's playing now. Kyler, it's just I don't know, man. He begged for that money, and it just if I was the Cardinals, I wouldn't have. I'm different. I'm a bad GM. I wouldn't have paid him. He would have had to play out and prove to me that he would be worth that. But he just hit or miss with the Cardinals. And yet DeAndre Hopkins is a whole different animal. But I'm taking the Seahawks today, man. I'm taking the Seahawks. I think that I really don't have too much faith in either defense. I think we're going to be over that 48.5. But I just see Kyler making mistakes that's going to cost the Cardinals this game, and the Seahawks are just going to pull away, and then you're going to get into these games where Kyler's throwing 50, 60 passes. It's just a recipe for disaster. There's only a few quarterbacks that can throw 50, 60 passes, and two of them retired recently, Breeze and Peyton Manning. So give me the Seahawks. Give me Seahawks in 6.
According to ESPN, 58% of the people that does the picks on ESPN Pigskin Pick'em, which is where we do our picks at, the 58% pick the Seattle Seahawks. I'm gonna go with it. No explanation needed. I'm rolling on with it, and I say what I had to say about it. Kyler Murray could be so much better. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know where the disconnect is, but
Call of Duty came out this week.
Oh, you are right. You are absolutely right. And he is a Call of Duty fan. So you are absolutely right. Bucks versus Rams. This right here is not a showstopper. This is not a beautiful game, but you have the two top teams in the NFC last season. 3-4 Rams, 3-5 Buccaneers. Tom Brady's going through a divorce. Well, divorce is final. He can focus on football now. Lady C, help us out. Take this one away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Divorce
I'm
is
sorry.
fine.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am not doing my job correctly. Bucks are 3-point favorites. Now, take it away.
The over under for this one is 42.5, with Tampa Bay being 3 points. So they got Antonio. So I guess, and that his divorce is final. He was originally his divorce with his mistress Giselle is finalized because he was really and truly married to football. So with that home wrecker being out the way, but so to speak, he can focus and work on his marriage, his true marriage. As much as I am not a Brady fan, I am a Brady skill set fan. He's got it. Like, I have to admit, when the GOAT is the GOAT, I have to admit it. So definitely giving the Tampa Bay this one, taking over for Tampa Bay, because now he's got something to prove. He's got something to prove. He's got that build up. He's ready. He's got his head clear. All that shit's behind him now. So he's gonna really give the Rams a run for their money. Now, if they could just rein in Antonio AB, they could actually do some shit. So Tampa for the win. I see it being a close one though.
Did I miss something?
Am I reading wrong? I was okay. I'm still half asleep. If they can just rein everybody in, that'd be good.
Say, I don't think AB coming back to play there.
No, I don't think him and Tom Brady got anything to say to each other.
Yeah, totally wrote down the wrong thing. That's what happened whenever you read without your glasses.
Yeah. Is he even allowed back in Dubai? I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So
many people get banned. I would like to go to Dubai.
Bucks -3 versus the Rams. I just don't understand what the Rams are doing. They need to do, and this is probably gonna be all out of my bias for my college football team, but they need to get Kyron Williams into this offense some kind of way, shape, or form, because they have no real running game. Darrell Henderson, for some reason, he'll give him a 100-yard game here, and then he won't show up for the next 4 weeks. The problem I have with the Bucks is they don't have that get out of jail free card tight end guy that Tom always likes to use. So and I think that's part of his struggle is he doesn't have that Gronk to keep him balanced. And last year, I guess their playoff game, the Rams got out early and the Bucks came back, storming back, and they almost won that ball game. So today I see it a little bit different. I think the Bucks get out early, but the Rams come back and win it. I'm gonna go with the Rams +3, and I think it's gonna be 27-24. I think the Rams come back tied late and then get a field goal late to win the ball game. Or actually, I should say a touchdown late because I don't want to push. I want to, yeah.
This is a tough one, man.
Boss man.
Yeah. This is a tough one. I think I'm leaning with the Rams, and both teams are struggling. Um, I'm trying to just look at the stats and kind of see what's going to sway me one way or the other, and I just don't see anything that's just like standing out to me. It's like, oh, Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take them over, versus the Rams. Tampa Bay's at home. They got the 3. I actually might go with Tampa Bay. The only thing that stands out to me with Tampa Bay, they're 6-2 versus the spread when the Rams are 2-5. So that's kind of the only thing that stands out. But I don't know. I guess I'll go with Tampa Bay with this one. I think I'm not sure. I just don't know.
Normally, I would go with Tampa Bay. I don't think I did go with Tampa Bay. I think I went with the Rams because Tampa Bay has looked like a shell of itself. It has looked like a shell of itself, and that's because Tom Brady has looked like a shell of himself. So I'm going to take the Rams in this one, and give me the Rams +6. So. Last but not least, Lady C Saints taking on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. The Ravens are 1.5 point favorites versus the Saints, who surprised a lot of people outside of Lady C last week and shoved a boot in asses. So, Lady C, your Saints?
I was very shocked. I was like, well, shit, where in the hell has this team been all damn season? And then I had to realize, okay, well, they playing the Raiders. So, a high school team could have, walked over the Raiders. But let's see, it's a full mix. They got Baltimore as 3-point favorites. Lamar Jackson, he is going to just fully play with the Saints defense like a child's toy. And then they're going to break it. I think my boy Dalton is starting. And Winston will make an appearance a little bit here and there to give Dalton a break. I really think that there needs to be some type of switch up, shake around. Of course, you have Taysom, who is going to do Taysom and be everywhere. He's going to be quarterback for a few plays. He's going to be strong safety for a few runs. He's going to be the wide receiver. He's going to be running back. He's going to be special teams in some capacity. He's going to be over there coaching offensive line. He's going to be coaching the head coach. So Dennis Allen. So Taysom is going to be Taysom today. Of course, we're losing Thomas. He's out for the remaining of the season. He has a toe injury that he has to have surgery on. Every year, it's something that's going to knock him out for the season. That baby there, he may need to rethink his career. Because when he's on the field, he's on the field. When he's on the field, he's a beast. And then he's a beast until he's on fire until that water comes to dash him out. But as far as points wise, it's a hard call. I love my Saints, but I kind of think the Ravens are going to pull it out with this because Lamar has the ability to, essentially break down a defense. He does that. I don't know how the kid does it. Kudos to this young man. I know I'm gonna have to call somebody and eat a little crow. about this game because I'm definitely putting my bet in. I'm about to text Fenton now and put that bet in. But and I know I'll probably be eating crow later. But I'm gonna have to take Baltimore in this one. I want my boys to win, but stats are stats. You know, I don't see anything being a shakeup. I don't see any flukes. Lamar is very calculated in what he does. And Dalton, Winston, Taysom, they're still playing ring around the rosy as to who's going to do what, when, where. So I'm taking the Ravens in this one.
So Ravens Saints, interesting ball game because the Saints defense doesn't get enough credit for what it does on a weekly basis. No one could have told me that Taysom Hill would be this kind of an impactful football player. It's like they actually got it right this time, where instead of trying to push a square peg in a round hole, they found a way to make this kid work and found a way to make it so he has a career. That being said, the Ravens they still struggle inside the red area. They lost Bateman. I thought they would have gone and gotten a receiver to help out, but I guess they're going to stick with Duvernay and company. I'm going to take the Ravens with the -1.5. The over-under is 47.5. I think these two defenses will owe up and keep that under. So I'm taking the Ravens -1.5. And then 47.5, I'm going to take that on the under.
Oh, man. We're going with the Ravens on this one. Just looking. Yeah, I agree with you, Midnight Right. I thought they would have went and got a receiver. So they got Duvernay, which I picked up in fantasy, because I know he'll get some targets, and then they got Deshaun, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's going to be enough to get them past the Saints today. Even though the Saints whipped the Raiders' ass last week, that was a hell of a surprise. I messed my picks up.
That was a fluke.
But not.
That was a
Yeah,
fluke.
hey, no, I don't. I just think the Raiders are a bad team. A bad team. You know, they thought Devontae Adams was going to come fix everything, and they got way more problems than what they thought. The good thing about, teams that are struggling right now is only week 9. You got time to kind of fill things out. So, if Deshaun Jackson still got some speed and, willing to kind of put his head down and work, it could work out for the Ravens, because Lamar got the arm. That's not in question. Lamar got the arm. So if he can get that weapon and, now the defense has to honor that deep ball even more with Deshaun now is you still got that running lane for Lamar to be dynamic and do what he do. Give me Lamar. Give me over the I see 47 I'm on Bleacher Report though. But give me the over, and I think it's gonna be like a 34-30 type game. I think they're gonna go back and forth. I think Lamar does enough today to win. No mistakes. I don't think he makes any mistakes today. Does enough to win. I think they use their new toy in Deshaun Jackson, and they cruise to win today.
I'm going to tell you this, and this is being honest. I forgot that the Ravens had Deshaun Jackson. So I'm sure RG3 then called Lamar and said, hey, Lamar, when you got Deshaun, don't try to overthrow him, because I did that, and I messed up a lot by trying to overthrow him every play. And I overthrew him a lot on times that he was open. Get him the ball early, get it out the way. This is grind time for the Ravens. This is when I like to say they make their bread, because that middle of the season, going into the end of the season, they win a lot of crucial and key games. The Ravens will win this one, and I don't think it'll be close. I'm saying 34-10. That's what I'm saying. I got that much confidence in the Raiders. The Ravens, and it's crazy because we've seen Ravens teams with no receivers. We've seen Ravens teams with no running backs, but we've never seen them in the same season and still win. And we've seen a lot of Ravens teams over the last 20 some odd years that, especially after the Super Bowl, the Ravens teams that look like they're poised to be trash, and then they wind up going deep into the playoffs. So the Ravens teams that look like they're going deep in the playoffs, and they wind up being trash. So, but give me the Ravens in this one, 34-10. Sorry, Lady C, but Fenton will win this one. Now we come to the we come to the end of it, and our Sideline Junkies fantasy pick'em app. Right now, there's a 3-way tie between the Midnight Rider, the Boss BJ, and the legend himself, Big Jim, all with 71 wins on the season. The Midnight Rider 71-52. He's number one of number one. Boss BJ is 71-49. And Big Jim is 71-51. All are sitting at 90% win. Here's the thing. You want to bet, and I say this every year, you want to bet, you need to listen to the Sideline Junkies. You need to ask a Sideline Junkie, what do they think about where do I bet? Because we winning games over here. We win hella games over here. Like, I think, what was it? Last year, we won over 150 games each. Year before that, I think we all cracked, we damn near cracked 200. Come on. And we did playoffs too. Like, if I go back and look at the book, we are on it when it comes to picks. You need to be betting with us. You want that money, bet with us, honey. I'm telling you. So, final thoughts before we get out of here. Well, yeah, that too. It always works out for you. So, final thoughts before we get up out of here. Any other game that somebody's interested in that you think is a must watch? What y'all got?
I want to see the Bears and the Dolphins, and I want to see how it's only been a week, so I want to see how the Bears are going to implement Claypool into the offense. What do they do? Do they still keep going forward with this Justin Fields, the athlete, and letting him make plays, or are we going to still try to force him to be a pocket passer? And then on the Dolphins side, I mean, you got the Cheetah and the Penguin just killing it. So that's what I want to see. I want to see how that all plays out today.
I don't have any other games. I'm totally on a different platform today. B, you wanna go ahead first with your game, then I'll come back with my PSAs.
I want to see Carolina and Cincinnati. I really do. I want to see if Carolina can keep the momentum rolling. I'm rooting for Steve Wilkes in Carolina to kind of right that ship, and hopefully he gets a fair shake this time. I think if you want to watch something, it could be a game that Cincinnati come out. They're missing what's his name?
Jamar Chase.
Yes, he's out for a while. But they still got Higgins and Boyd, so they still got some weapons. But Carolina, since they got rid of McCaffrey and put the 2 dud first round picks out of the way, they're playing some good football, man. I want to see if that continues today. If they got something to build off of. Sit down and watch Carolina, Cincinnati. And if it gets out of hand, I'll be somewhere hiding.
Well, for me, Cincinnati versus Tennessee, 2 5-2 teams coming into this week. That's the 8:20 game tonight. I think that's a must watch because Tennessee trying to show that they still have it and they can still compete without AJ Brown. Kansas City's just like, yeah, we Kansas City and I'm Patrick Mahomes, bitch. So that's my must watch game. Outside of everything else that we named, that's my late game. So that's the sit back, relax, kick up your feet, watch that.
It's going to be interesting to see what you gave Andy Reid about 2 weeks with Kadarius Toney. I want to see what's going to come from that because he's going to have some kind of package or some type of play. So expect Toney to make a splash today, whether it's a run play on a jet sweep or it's just some kind of screen or something. He's too explosive an athlete to not make a play, especially when he's coached by a guy named Andy Reid. That's all I got.
Yeah, and then just a little PSA. This month is Diabetes Awareness Month. I think it's kind of crazy that it falls in the same time, the same month of Thanksgiving, where everybody gonna eat. So definitely take care of your health. Everyone knows someone who is a diabetic. Like I am a diabetic, and I definitely don't put as much emphasis on my health as I should. Shame on me. Guys, everyone on this panel today is at least 40 and over, aside from me, Ash the baby. So definitely. Oh, the faces. Anyway. So, make sure you guys get yourselves checked out. Cholesterol, diabetes, your physical health, as well as mental. Mental affects your physical. Physical affects the mental. So they all work in tandem with each other. Also, this is the month of Thanksgiving. Time to be thankful, even though, we're all thankful and grateful for the many blessings that we, have received throughout the year. It's time to give back. We should always be giving back anyway. We're blessed. We bless others because we are blessed. So find your local food bank. Donate your time. Donate, some canned goods to those that are less fortunate. Not only this month, but next month as well. So, that's it for me. That's all I got. My PSA, my pretty little PSA.
Well, that's all the time we got. Remember, go set your fantasy lineups. Enjoy a good day of football. I got me a good day of hair grooming going on, so it's wash day. For the Midnight Rider, the boss BJ, Lady C, and the rest of the sideline junkies that are on special assignment, we don't do no overtime. We are out of here. Pew pew.
Peace.